there will be a reconciliation. Like, I believe this is the soul's path. We're in a constant process of reconciling ourselves back to a place of wholeness, which is love. So if you hate someone for being in their truth, it's only a matter of time before you're confronted with that lesson. You know, like, you have to come back to a place of forgiveness. It's the same thing with what's happening in Australia and the conversation we were having before about that and this land. We can't, it is so ignorant to think that we can just, like, out of sight, out of mind.
You're referring, I don't think this was in this episode, the Indigenous relationship with the Indigenous people?
Yeah, just Australians having opinions right now about what's happening in America and not looking at what has happened here on this land, that it's only a matter of time before that has to be faced and confronted and processed. And I think this is also the individual soul's journey, that maybe we go through things in our life and we've tried to run away from them, traumas, areas where you've done wrong, you know, you've been out of your integrity. There's actually no running away from that. You can try. 3 things will always come out: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And it's fucking hard. Like, I actually wrote a piece the other day, like a spoken philosophy piece about this, that you can't actually be saved from the darkness. There's no cure for that other than through. You've got to actually feel it. You've got to face off with yourself. That's the real war. That's the real initiation that needs to happen. And when initiations were facilitated, that's actually what was happening. There was that person facing off with their own fear, their own idea of morality, their own idea of mortality.
Mortality, that's the biggest darkness that there is.
Yeah,
and we're taught to believe that death is the enemy.
Yeah.
That death is something to run away from, be scared of.
And death is so beautiful.
It's beautiful. All our fears are coming from that, we wrap this up, coming from that idea of death as this forever darkness thing, whereas it's life.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about
it's
food.
another moment. It's another moment. And like, if we could start to understand that, you know, the exhalation dies to the inhalation every time you breathe. Like, there's so many examples of death. That
and who knows if you're going to get another inhalation?
That's right.
We don't know. It's a blessing if it's there.
Totally.
I'm not going to live in fear every time I breathe out.
Yeah. And how does it actually feels amazing. Like, breathe in and hold your breath.
Yeah.
By the time, and if you keep holding your breath to a point where it's a forced exhalation, you feel relief. It's a sense of letting go, a sense of surrendering, and that's the gift in death. And death is figurative as well. You know, we don't think about that very often. I think as a Western civilization, we don't see death as a figurative concept. It's like, it's a physical thing that happens at the end of your life as Nicole Gibson. And
identity gone, Cole's gone,
boom, that's
finished.
it. Whereas we're meant to go through many deaths in our life, you know.
Well, even the rite of passage, these initiations, is a death.
Totally.
It's a death to the boy or the girl, the old, and the birth to the new.
Exactly.
That inhale, exhale is the perfect example.
Yeah.